You left your job last month. We're literally walking in faith, and opportunities and funding have been just coming out of the blue.
We leapt, and the net is literally appearing. Like.
So last night, this morning, it was a little too late to do it, but
Last night, this morning,
right? But did the damn thing. How's it feel?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. What's the damn thing? Or are we gonna do another? What's the trigger word thing?
No.
Say? You know, Veda like
Shout
that.
Shout out to Veda. Veda was like,
you, Veda.
Listen.
We appreciate you.
Yes, but yes, shout out to you, Veda, and thank you for connecting with us on Patreon. We greatly appreciate all your comments and shares. Like, thank you.
You were ultimate. You were ultimate. Seriously, I love you, man.
Besitos. But yes, I was in my first dance performance for the first time in over a decade. I was in an aerial performance, which I did dance aerially, but my first non-apparatus performance in over 10 years, and a first of its kind. It was a house party performance / visualizer taping. So we performed live, but also
that's a full-on music video.
Yeah. So a music video, a music like film, essentially. We produced the music film whilst performing live in an underground house party. And then we filmed. He was our cinematographer, and I
finally got to use the camera for something I've been wanting to use it for. Film a proper music visual.
And so we got to be in our pocket in our creative dance, our creative love that originally brought us together, but in a different way, creative collaboration. And so he was behind the camera, and I sat back in front of the camera and into performance mode, and it was just absolutely enlivening and fulfilling. Worked with an incredible team, incredible artists, just surrounded by nothing but wonderful, incredible human beings. The biggest thank yous to Yvonne, Zeke, Percy, Wilden. Like, the experience was incredible. Shout out to Sam and Lennox, who were running around crazy, like chickens with their heads cut off, like getting all of the things done.
The henchmen,
and making sure that everything was just as incredible as it could be. Shout out to Marcy, who made sure the sound and everything was exquisite. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. But
Chris, the photographer.
Oh yes, Chris the photographer. Incredible
you
work.
And your lady.
Incredible work. Yeah, the night was amazing. The night was magical. Yeah.
Honestly, the whole process,
the whole
weeks leading up to it, everything.
Almost a month leading up to this.
This may have been the healthiest collaboration I've had, if not in years, ever, creatively. Yes. This may be the healthiest creative collaboration I've ever experienced, to tell the truth. There was consideration all around at all times, and even over consideration, which is, the type of environment I believe we all should be cultivating when it comes to working with people. Is like, let me make sure everybody around me is good, because if we're all good, then we're all good.
Yeah.
So this has been inspiring, and it's healed a lot of those feelings that have made me just kind of want to be like, I just want to create by myself, and I don't care about releasing it. Like, this is definitely something that was needed. It was a shot in the arm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I put it all in on you, but like I was just so. I mean, I know we kind of talked about it on our walk the other day. We didn't finish talking about it. I don't even know where we left off. I'll probably upload the walk thing just as is. It's like on Patreon. It's just some stuff for the people who on the inside, maybe extra miles or something. But seeing the experience for you after last month, and being Miss I quit my job, now what, and figuring and finding your way, and seeing how this just kind of found you.
Yeah.
And
thanks to you.
Thanks to us. Thanks to the universe. Well, I ain't gonna say all that. But, I mean, you got a chance to grow, and that's what we actually left off on the walk the other day. I was gonna say, you got a chance to grow through this experience, and we were talking about how healthy and how nurturing the environment was for this. Is that once you grew through something you'd like to talk about, or would you rather talk about that with the people? Because we're talking about doing some stuff, sitting down with the people to talk about the things, the things that were like really healing and just nurturing for you, and just monumentally shifted something, I think, inside for you, didn't? Mm-hmm. Is that something you want to discuss?
Yeah, I suppose so. So there was a moment.
Well, hold on. You said I suppose so. I don't want you to do something you don't really want to do.
This is one of those topics that's always weird to discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, during the development of the show, of the production, there was a moment in the dance sequence where there was
you don't have to say what it is, or you just want to say it was uncomfortable.
There was a piece that felt uncomfortable, and I couldn't quite place what was making me uncomfortable about it. And then when I did, it was a recognition of.
Oh, can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
The big point, reason I'm bringing it up is because it gave you an opportunity to grow and learn. So it's not necessarily. If you feel uncomfortable, if you don't want to say anything too detailed, that's fine. I don't want you to say anything that makes you uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah, but I realized it was in part about race and finding myself in a room where I was the only person of color at the time, and I have throughout my life been through various different situations and had various different things instilled in me about being in situations like that. And so it sent me through this experience of processing what thoughts and feelings were my own and what were those that were projected onto me, and sorting out how did I genuinely, authentically feel myself. And
a big deal.
I didn't, in the time that it was needed for me to come to a landing to be able to speak about it, didn't come to a landing. So it also created this opportunity for growth in the sense of bringing up something that I didn't have personal resolve on, but needed to discuss for the sake of the show must go on, and still wanting to participate in this incredible artwork, because the folk who were involved are such beautiful souls. And so I stepped out on trust that everything was just going to sort out the way it needed to. But it was terrifying. I had come from a space and other spaces where bringing up challenges resulted in gaslighting, persecution, unintentional or unconscious punishment or change in behavior for speaking up. And so
unintentional in all cases?
The intentional or unintentional.
Okay.
Like either way. Because I won't say that everybody is maybe conscious.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Whatever they're going through winds up impacting others.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it created some serious anxiety and panic attacks for me in the less than a week, or exactly a week, that I had to process what I was gonna do about the experience. And I decided to speak to it, and it was so incredibly well received. We paused our whole rehearsal, sat down, talked together, and each person just sort of mirrored me and mirrored their understanding of what I was trying to share. And that, even without me having complete clarity, that they just immediately were like, okay, so we change it. If you're uncomfortable, even if we can't figure out or pinpoint, the why and whatever, the bottom line is you're uncomfortable and we can't have that. And, your team, so let's figure out how do we make this work for everybody. And that was just such a huge difference in experience for me. And that was so healing and so nurturing. And the fact that we sat and talked about it, and one of Yvonne shared that they had done, theater work with these sort of themes, pointing towards, and my brain, I'm so tired, I'm working off in the sleep.
The degree program or whatever?
Yeah, did a theater program that was specifically around
social awareness.
Yes, theater for social change. There we go. And my brain was like, oh, lose the threads, the tired. But yeah, so just feeling in such a safe and aware and intentionally mindful space with folk who are just such beautiful, beautiful people, and with stories of their own, and being able to relate on their own, and then even having a follow-up conversation with Percy when she was afraid that she may have, been putting words in my mouth or had assumed in a way that wasn't aligned. It just having that rate of a navigation of uncomfortable social situations and care for others in a space, like sincere, genuine care.
And topics that could normally be considered landmines for a lot of us, man. Like, I remember we had a creator that we met in 2022, who had a moment of cultural discomfort, and we had a conversation and talked through that situation with them, and that didn't quite turn out well on the back end. It went well in the conversation, but afterwards, trying to really, wanting to talk about it, I guess, openly, was, created a whole big shutdown. And we had to realize, like, not everybody's ready to have these conversations, especially on the public stage in a world where there's, cancellation is pending for everyone.
And then having the gift of then being there live for the show amongst many of their mutuals and people in their community, and it was such a diverse group. And it was absolutely amazing and heartwarming, and just felt right at home with just so many different, like, the ideal community collective. I think that we've both been wanting is just a little bit of everybody just happy, loving, and living their life. And so that was just incredibly impactful and truly tide turning for me.
Yeah. And I mean, this wouldn't happen. I just got to circle back and give love to Q and his wife and Quaz, because this wouldn't be happening without any of them, without them opening the studio space that we're now sharing and occupying. We wouldn't have met these people, this collective, this group of people. But something that just came to mind for me, when you were having your uncomfortable conversation about culture, which was, I believe, last Friday.
Was it?
I believe it was last Friday.
The Friday before? I don't remember.
I think
all run together.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last Friday. But not this Friday, like 2 days ago Friday, but the Friday before that. But so was I. I was outside having one on FaceTime, if you remember.
Oh yeah, you were.
Because somebody in one of my collectives did something that was considered offensive to another friend, and again, that care. I wanted to make sure that this friend was heard, although I don't apologize for another person's actions. I don't know that I have judgment for another person's actions, but somebody else's actions put me in a compromising position with another friend, and it put me in an opportunity. It actually gave me an opportunity to do the things that I say I really want to do, which is to really talk through the tough stuff, because I think that's what our world needs way more of right now, because everybody's just content with saying, and just kind of walking away from the tough conversations and laying blanket accusations, or nobody's being willing to do the work to change the world in the way that we want to see the world be. Like, I want a place where I know my kids can have kids and feel good about it. And the way the world is going right now, the way we socialize, the way we interact right now, in many cases, or the way most of my interactions have gone with other people when it comes to tough conversations, I don't feel good about what that means for our descendants. But this interaction here, this experience, has given me renewed hope and helped me see that it's worth the effort. The conversation I had last week with a friend, but this whole experience with you, these two things, funny enough, they aren't conversations that I'm having with my own people. And when I mean my own people, I mean skin folk. The hard conversations are still tough to have here, and I'm still figuring that out. But I'm inspired to know that somebody on this planet wants to see things change and cares enough to take the first step, which is to get out of our heads. I'm just thinking about how I was bringing all that up because it just feels like, I hate saying the universe. I'm trying to find another term for it, but just all of these things happening all around the same time. Yeah, like the force is really conspiring in our favor, and working
I
to
don't mind the
provide
universe, but I know why you don't.
I mean, because to me that just sounds like the replacement, the new God, the new Jesus, and I just feel like I don't know how to speak to that yet, but things, Sarah, keep showing up in ways that are giving us the lessons and opportunities to grow and evolve into the people that we say we want to be and the people that we are going to be.
And even bigger than that, not even bigger than that, but what has led to it has been honoring our heart, like honoring our passion, and actually having the audacity to follow and to pursue what we actually care about and what we actually want to do.
Yeah.
And not playing it safe and just being like, oh, I'm just gonna come over here and, you know, do this thing just to, you know, get the coins and, you know, be able to function capitalistically, you know. We've literally taken the decision to be like, nah, through the discomfort, through the uncertainty, following the heart, following the passion, following the call.
I'm no longer being willing to live in discomfort to be accepted or acceptable. The other thing that was your finger, like what you shared about your finger, like this
I'm not
literally been
off,
physically healing.
But this has been physically healing, like for months since the beginning of this year.
Honestly, years.
Well, for years, I have gone through a battle with dyshidrotic eczema, and it is a very rare form of eczema. In which you don't just get the normal little bumps that most people are familiar with, but instead, how this hydrotic eczema manifests is instead of the tiny little bumps become blisters that are filled with whatever bodily fluid, liquid, and they're massively painful. And I have dealt with this for years now, almost 10 years now. That's crazy. Over 10 years. I think 2014 or 2013 was when I got the diagnosis, and it was horrible then. It's become much more manageable now. But since January, most of my right hand had healed, and it had just been on my fingers. And then around March, it was just on my middle finger. And no matter what I did, I just could not get my middle finger to clear up completely and just be gone. There was always at least a couple blisters or some torn skin, irritation. There was always at least something that was still appearing. And somehow between last Friday when the conversation happened and this week, somehow, some way, I have in my wallet too. Did you take it out already? The in my wallet too.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I want to deposit that too.
Okay.
So you can have enough of it.
Pause. All right. Do you remember where we left off? Yay! I'm glad you do, because I sure as hell don't. We're recording again. Should I stop? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So since March, my middle finger had not. It just would not fully clear up. Like it kept being less bad, but not fully clear, and still some blisters here, some blisters there. And it just would not completely resolve no matter what I did. And then over the last week, having the anticipated challenge and conversation turned out not to be. It was just uncomfortable just to get up to it because of more so the internal turmoil and fear and anticipation of like, what if this goes wrong? What if all this falls apart? It's been so amazing, and I'm so excited to be present and a part of this experience and connected with these wonderful people. But yeah, then getting through it. And then I have also, on my mystical sciences journey, been back into my meditations, visualizations, and intention setting practices. And somehow with all of that and really just being in alignment with myself and my desires for myself and my heart and my life and lifestyle, that has just completely altered me, apparently, even to the point of physical change. Even the chronic pain I was dealing with from my hypermobility challenges as I am aging, what was always a cool party trick and a dope addition to my movement practice since 2024 had become a health issue that would cause waves of debilitating pain. And the more I have been, all right, bruh, the more I have been, it's the light is green. The more I have been in
Did they hear
alignment, you know, the more I have been in alignment, practicing my art, but also doing and researching wellness practices for helping to live with
Oh shit!
what?
I want to twist my lid and it popped off. I just didn't want to.
Learning to live with, thrive with the challenges that can present for someone who's hypermobile. So yeah, even that has become extremely manageable, and have found different techniques and remedies for that. And all of this happening whilst being in a master state of fuck it, we ball, and just doing the things that I feel called and led to do, and trusting the force, and trusting myself, and trusting you, and trusting the people that we're connecting with, and yeah, just all of the things.
It's beautiful. I'm very happy for you. I know. I remember how harrowing it was for you walking up to that week and making the decision to have the conversation, figuring it out. I was really, really trying my hardest not to push, because I know you were considering just as much as I was that, there are other people involved besides us. It's a new studio situation. I believe you were concerned about how it might impact my ability to use the studio, the Q and Quaz being in the space. We were just definitely just concerned about how the experience could impact more than just. You were concerned about that, and I was trying my hardest to not push you to address it, because my nature was like, yo, you need to have this conversation sooner rather than later, so if something, they need to make adjustments, they can go get somebody else to go do their work, and also so that you're not just carrying it on your back. And you handled it in the right time for you, and it turned out to be exactly the right thing to do. So I'm so glad that you did what you were supposed to do, and I learned to shut the hell up and mind my business. So kudos to you for handling that so well, baby.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm proud of you for the way you trust your gut, your instincts, and you show up. I mean, you showed up in a personal relationship too. Not that you got to talk about that one, but one of your other challenging relationships, you took the time and effort to show up there too. So you've had some tears breaking through some more barriers again this week, confronting some challenges in a healthy way where you were not being antagonistic, we're not being inconsiderate. And this is some of the reasons why I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you, because you inspire me, baby. So, thank you, dog.
And now, how about for you? It's talked about me. I know you've been dancing in and out and talking about it, but you said the big words of this was the first time that you felt like this was the first experience where you felt vindicated in purchasing the R5.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Felt like, for the first time, it felt like investing in this camera equipment and all this time and learning how to play with and work with cameras to the degree that I do right now.
And all of the things that go with it, like the LUTs and the editing stuff.
Editing, learning about log footage and all that stuff. Like, I finally got a chance to put all of that into play, and it was for art that felt like it was worth the effort. Like, I mean, we've done podcasts and things like that, and that was cool and fun, but that wasn't like, for neither one of us was that our passion. Like, I picked up cameras and started to learn how to make videos, or started to learn how to use them, because I wanted to make music videos so that to go with the beats and the music we were making, and eventually do documentaries. And still working my way toward the documentary. Have yet to make a music video that was intentional from start to finish until this experience, because Yvonne did such an incredible job conceptualizing and then working with her team, her partner Junie, and Zeke, her partner in Junie, Zeke, and with Percy as well. And the way they just put this together, I mean, the planning, the consideration all throughout. Like they had what's the document called again? It's not.
A day sheet.
They had a day sheet, multiple day sheets. They had one for Friday, one for Saturday, and they had every hour blocked, written, for the specific activities that needed to be done. So it wasn't stressful. It wasn't trying to figure things out. Our time was spent efficiently, and we enjoyed ourselves. And they even had time built in there for meals that were considerate. They had vegan, gluten-free meals that were homemade.
Delicious. Shout out to Persephone.
Percy.
Amazing curry, delicious kale and beans, sweet potato, and thank you for Yvonne for you and Percy's collaboration on day 2's meal. Like just so much love.
Sweet potatoes and kale, and black beans. Yeah, all the stuff we already love. So it was just it felt like home. But on the visual side of things, though, like the consideration, the trust, the willingness to fail forward fast, like, yo, no, we're just going to do this. We're just going to try. And, not being concerned about what could go wrong, just doing everything we could to get what we wanted out of the production. And definitely like surprised when we were all the way up to the point of the first play on the footage, because it was a challenge I can talk about later because I don't want to be so long-winded. But all the way up until the first time we hit play on the performance footage, there was anxiety about, yo, did it work? Did we do well? Mm-hmm. And then looking at the multiple angles, we got multiple angles when that wasn't, part of the original plan. We just got a lot of icing with this, man. The most important part to me, the art was beautiful, and that's enough by itself. But the human piece of this, and the togetherness, and then the whole, like, yo, this is just the first time. Like, we can't wait to do this again and go back and work on the things that we learned, or build on the things that we learned. Like, that's the kind of team I've been dreaming of. So being able to play a role in whatever's going on over there, whenever they want, I am all the way in, because it's all about enjoying your art, man. I'm grateful, and it makes it feel like all that time that was invested was well worth it. Mm-hmm. And all these years I've been sitting there regretting and wondering if I've been wasting my time, wasting my money. Yeah, this has definitely helped assuage those concerns. So thank you for asking.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it. That's all. Do you have any other thoughts?
Today's going to be a rest day. We have been on go for about a month now in preparation for this. And this whilst managing several other projects and work.
Shout out to Grace Goals.
Yeah.
My mama with Juanita Perry Homes, Optimum Outcomes Management Group, family businesses.
Yeah, and then our own in-house things with HFR. Again, June has been quite the month, from a massive transition at the end of May, beginning of June, into June just being like full throttle into this new season. And yeah.
And yo, I'm sorry. I just got excited. Go, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's all. It's just massive. Fully in, fully on, and just really, really grateful.
Yeah. And something that's just really exciting to me is like, this is literally a stepping before the ground appears. Like, we're living the stepping before the ground appears, because you left your job last month.
Yep.
We're in a period of building on the real estate front, so there's no income coming in on that front right now in this moment, and it usually takes about 100 days to get cash coming in the door, to take someone from becoming a client to close. They say client to close. So there's no money on the horizon on the real estate front right now. So we're literally walking in faith, and opportunities and funding have been just coming out of the blue. I mean,
the net is appearing. We left, and the net is literally appearing. Like almost every week since I quit, there has been money that has come in.
Mm-hmm. and from unexpected places. Like I got paid for a verse. I haven't got paid for a verse since 2024 because I don't go out trying to sell music. I don't offer. Not interested in trying to sell music, but someone insisted to paying for a verse. I got somebody else who's been asking me to do a verse done now, but they offered money on the front end, so there's money coming from that. This video, money coming from that. Money coming from selling the old PlayStation that I've been struggling to sell for since winter, I think.
Yeah.
Finally sold that this week. One of those mirrors just sold this morning.
I got paid for consulting early on in the process before then being invited to be a part of the production.
All of this without asking, without chasing money, and I think there's a super solid lesson
like
there
we have
for
been
us. Yeah.
so aligned in, like, truly what I believe the core of mystical scientistness and the quantum theory. Like, when you are aligned vibrationally in frequency with the thing you are seeking, it comes to you. You don't have to go seek out for it. You don't got to go fight for it. It comes to you. When you're minding your vibration and you're in alignment and taking aligned action and being aligned within yourself and your own energy, because you can't call nothing that you aren't already being. Like, the like attracting like thing. Like, it truly, by being in harmony and in one accord with ourselves, with each other, and with what we actually want to do, and being like, okay, it doesn't make any sense, and there's nothing here saying that this should make a difference.
Fuck it,
we ball, and it has just, the doors have opened. There was a new training class that I wanted to take, and it just seemed like it was not going to happen, and there were so many different, like, running up into what felt like a brick wall around being able to pay for it. And then my aunt was like, no, you're in this season. I see you and what you're doing in this chapter that you guys are in. You need to do this.
And there were even challenges amidst that.
Yeah.
Like, you needed a certain amount. She agreed to that. Mm-hmm. And then when you went to go pay, everything
there
got
was
flipped.
Challenges, with the payment processor, and there were just several iterations of like, oh, you could do it like this. Okay, that's not working. Like, just so many things that had I chosen to look at it as, okay, this is a no, it's over, this door is being closed in my face, like, through the tears and through feeling like it wasn't going to happen, but believing like, no, I'm literally feeling like this is what I need to be doing, where I need to be right now. And indeed, it happened.
And you gotta shout for Father Lord.
Yeah, literally got to shout from far. But the funny part was, like, as all these doors were happening, the whole day I saw every fucking angel number on the planet. I saw 1010, I saw 1111, I saw 1212, I saw 22, I saw 33, I saw 44, I saw 55. Like, wow. All day long, I saw nothing but angel numbers and was not looking for them. Like, all day, we had been going to see properties, and then we were sitting at home having the meeting with his mother, going over her stuff. Then we had the meeting with James. So, like, I was actively busy and doing things all day, and then every single time, like, sometimes it was on the microwave, one time it was on the stove, another time it was on the laptop, another time it was on the phone, like, just, and one time it was on his phone. Like, all these different things just kept happening. Mm-hmm. And there was just I was like, so when after seeing that all day, and then this happening in the evening, it was just like, okay, but are you really going to trust? Are you really going to lean in? And then we had just read the go for no. And it was like, through all of those no's, I persisted through every single thing that I could have perceived and took as a no. And the answer was still yes. And now I'm training aerial straps at the circus school that I wanted to train at. Amazing people met. Wonderful new aerialist community. Shout out to Tom, incredible teacher. I'm absolutely in love with aerial straps. It's another notch in the belt, another tool in the toolkit where I'm like, no, yeah, this is still setting me on fire. My heart is still on fire for this. And still, again, not fully even understanding what following all of these hunches even mean and what it's leading to, but being trusted, like you said, so we're moving and the ground hasn't appeared. But yes, literally, we are walking on clouds right now, walking on thin air. Like, there has been nothing, quote unquote, solid that has appeared, but it is, the things are happening, the doors are opening, And so it literally feels like what I felt like as a kid. Like I was the person where people always like, how is this stuff always happening for you? Or like, how does it, like, I literally used to have the phrase, my life is a movie. Like when I met him, I was like, yo, I say this because the wildest shit is always happening. And I could not tell you how or why, but I find myself in these situations. But I think it's also because like the soul of a fairy, like I'm the most magical, whimsical motherfucker. And I went through so many seasons of being told that's not how the world works. You don't go.
You can't be.
You don't get into your casket. You don't get put into the ground. You don't get cremated being that way. Like you can't. You don't get to live life that way.
Or you'll get it early.
Yeah, and every time I lean into it, the world opens up. Every time I trust my fairy spirit, the most magical shit happens. And just seeing what that has done for us and seeing you get into your dragon bag and your mystical bag and how that has literally like revolutionized our life simply because we were willing to do what we had been told wasn't possible and you shouldn't.
Yeah. Right.
But we're just listening to our soul.
We don't have a choice.
Yeah.
I think, which is the illest part of this. You tested the waters. You found misery trying to go against your calling and serve somebody else's purpose. I've
had
similar this year. Found misery trying to figure out how to build somebody else's something as opposed to focusing on team, community, and family.
Yeah.
And that's where we're living in purpose. And I'm grateful for it. And we're gonna figure this out. We ain't gonna figure it out. We're just gonna keep stepping and the ground's gonna keep preparing. Hoorah, baby. Peace.